I think there's two that kind of stand out to me. The first one has to be that we had a customer that used to live in Singapore, a French expat, and then he sold us his collection entirely remotely. And it was like stuff he had put together, and now he's like, his daughter's growing up, he wants to get some money together. So it's really cool because it kind of reminded me of how we started as a store and like how far we've come, and also I was just happy to catch up with an old friend. And the other one was 20th of December. We had our annual company dinner, and then there's a lot of magic playing and everything. And then on the next day, I came back to the store to do some packing, and everyone is there. We were off for like 7 days. Back in the store, and everybody's there. Joe's on the computer building his commander deck, and I realized that it's not just work for them. It's almost like a home. And I guess the aside to that, the 2.5 is that we rented a space that doubles up as a residence for two of the managers, as well as a office for us. So huge kind of developments in 2021.
Well, there hasn't been a lot of Magic. I guess it's the Magic memory from 2021. So the times when we actually did sit down and play Commander was kind of fun. But I think for me, and I think for the store in general, a lot of it was in the back end. A lot of my Magic memory the last year was basically sorting cards, putting inventory into the right place, making sure the processes were done. Yeah, we're looking forward to more, I think, in 2022, actually playing Magic or actually seeing people play Magic again. But for 2021, sorting cards, that's it. That's my Magic memory.
I think it's more like a kind of a community thing in the store. So there's this group of players. They started coming to the store at the beginning of the year. They're just a small group of players. They are from Philippines, and they start coming to the store to like look for a place to play lah. And back then we wasn't like really open, and then with the COVID restrictions and things like that, we were our play area wasn't open. But then we managed to talk to some of them, and then when the play area started opening up and things like that, they started coming to the store, and they met another guy who's also from the Philippines, and he started like meeting them and play with them. And then we got to know from them that they used to play like 10-15 years back when they were all back in the Philippines. So they were like friends and from the same play group back then. So they all went on with their lives, like 10-15 years later. Now they're in Singapore working here. Now they met each other back through Magic the Gathering, which I think is pretty amazing. And for me, that is like one of, I think, the best memory for me in Magic this year. The game itself is like coming together, play game physical cards with your friends and things like that lah. And I think this story is like, I think it's a very good memory for me lah, right? Because I mean, knowing that this like having this community here, be it in Singapore or as a Grey Ogre Games community, like we managed to bring these kind of friends and play group back together again after so long, and it's a very nice feeling to it. I think I mean, not like my like best card or things like that, but it's more like like kind of like a community kind of thing for me lah.
It's probably after the 2020 lockdown and everything. There's like moment where we can regather again. So I think my favorite memory was to draft again with my friends and gather with my friends. It should be ill-tempered loner. I think that's what the guys want me to say. And a lot of time I was ill-tempered loner trying to solve some spreadsheet problems, but we stopped balance actually. Last year and 2020 really gave us time to consolidate. 2020 flew by in a blur, right, for everybody. 2021 was really us sitting down, appreciating the fact that we weren't overseas every month doing an event, getting the store in order. So I think we're all revitalized, and the energy is going to spill over in 2022. I mean, here we are all building commander decks. So soon, I hope so soon, when the government allows us to, get people back into the store, and hopefully we can start seeing competitive Magic pick off again.
For me, it's very subjective. So for me, it'll be Tropical Island. Because I had a chance to go on holidays to Bali, and it's a tropical island. And I think we have some tropical islands for sale if you guys want to. Yeah.
2021 has to be the collected company, because we had to restructure and kind of unify all the business arms under one new organization. Some of you may have gotten that email for Grey Ogre Games Private Limited. It's also kind of put into perspective what we've done in the past. But for Grey Ogre itself, it's been 8 or so years. For the store, it's been about 6. Got me to sit down, put all our ducks in a row, and say, okay, here's America, here's Australia, here's Japan, and here's what we all do, and here's what we what we should be doing moving forward. So I think it was a great year to kind of consolidate, to kind of gather everything. Look at the top. There's 7 cards, I guess, and look for 2. Never mind, just leave it at that. Yeah, collect the company.
It's Contagious Engine. Yeah, Contagious Engine. Yeah, I mean, it just keep going. It's like things just keep proliferating, and yeah, I hope. Yeah. So I think Contagious Engine is one card to describe Contagious for me.
Probably in context of Singapore, probably more events, drafts, legacy events, bigger events. But the thing is, since COVID is still around and things have not been going back to the same as previously, so I think just be safe for now, and yeah, make sure if you want to play games or Magic with your friends, you should be safe.
Hopefully things gets better, and then hopefully look forward to some organized play for Magic. I think Magic has been growing through the pandemic. I would say endemic, whatever they call it. But I feel like Magic has turned into more like a more casual appeal now. Like people just, a lot of them went into Commander and things like that. But I feel like a lot of the competitive players are itching to have some action, and I think having some organized play be it needed. I mean, we are not even looking at like very competitive things like Grand Prix or Pro Tour, bringing those things back. But I would say like store level events locally, getting some players into a store, running a 8-man draft, running a simple FNM with like 8 players and things like that. I think it's something that a lot of players have been looking forward to, and a lot of queries lah. But it's been hard to hold back, because we think that it's good for if you want to continue to build this community, let the player come in and play. It is kind of like you need that kind of organized play to get people going lah. And that is something that I hope with things turning better, and we can have that back in 2022. Yeah, and I think there are a lot of like Magic sets coming out this year as well. So I think that's something that for everybody to look forward to in that way lah, right? Because from what it looks like, the scheduling, it seems like every month you get a Magic set, which is pretty cool. And I think the Neon Dynasty things, like it seems some spoilers, the neon cards, colored cards are things that make things pretty exciting lah. So I think with the return of organized play on top of these products, I think this seems like it's hopefully an exciting year in 2022 for Magic. Yeah.
Really, I guess it's a little bit of tension for me, right? I really like the peace and quiet, because I get to do a lot of things that I can do all my spreadsheet work without people like being around to bother me. But we do miss it, the bustle of the store when you're running events, the high level play sometimes that goes on, especially with the more competitive events. I think we've seen over the course of 2021, it's been a lot of casual Magic. But in 2022, hopefully competitive Magic comes back. And I think that really is a backbone of Magic for its history, right? And getting it back is going to be something that we all look forward to. Side note, the next D&D set, I'm a big D&D fan, big fan of Critical Role and stuff. So I'm interested to see what they do with the new set. I like AFR 2021, so we'll see what they do with Baldur's Gate 2022.
Okay, I think the easy thing to say is that because I'm sitting right next to the poster, is that I'm looking forward to Magic doing Japanese culture and Japanese tradition, and not kind of appropriating it for the wrong reasons, lah. Right, and that's hopefully going to happen in Kanagawa. They're doing it right. The first Kamigawa didn't go down so well with the rest of the Japanese population. But also, I'm looking forward to Baldur's Gate Commander Legends. It was a big part of my kind of like teenagehood, playing Baldur's Gate on the PC, CD, and everything. It's loading it up, and I'm just kind of excited to see where they go with that. Right, I've not been involved in D&D for a long time, but it was always part of my headspace when I was younger. So I think it's very cool that they explore two major parts of culture that I am very much in love with and look forward to.